This is Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and we're here to talk about how to get listings on their platform. So I just turned on the recording software, so I won't repeat all that, but let's jump in. So we've got new clients, been with us for a month, one listing. Okay. Sharon's been with us 4 years and no listings. So let's just jump into a little bit of what I think we should state first is what are the resources? We're going to talk about one aspect of listings to leads, how to get listings. There's more to the platform. There's automated marketing, there's social media content, all kinds of great stuff. But we're just going to focus on how to get listings with the system today. And feel free to ask questions. This is being recorded. And let's talk a little real quickly about resources for you as you're learning to understand our platform. The one place that I definitely recommend is our mastermind group. And I'm going to actually create a link right here and send it to all you who are on this call. Let's see here. I think I got the link. Invite link. Okay. Copy link. There we go. So I'm going to send this to everybody on the call right now. And if you're not in the group, it's impossible to find. Okay. It's just the nature of it. It's a private group and you would need to ask the support team to get you in. But if you're on this call on the GoToMeeting chat panel, you're going to see that I sent you the link and that will be an invite to join and we'll approve you. Right. But if not, you're not on this call, you're watching a recording, go into your listings to leads account and ask our support team to add you to the group. This is a great place for you to learn about what's happening. Our clients ask questions here. Scott and I share what's coming down the pipe from a technology standpoint. And we share our videos here, our classes just like this. But you'll see some questions and you'll also see a lot of results. So people are saying, hey, this is what I'm doing and this is how it's working. And so you just want to make sure you're checking in here. Another great resource are our live calls, like the one we're sitting on right now. And if you go to leadgenwebinars.com, you can sign up for today's class. Here's Top Tools Get More Listings. Scott's doing a great 8-part series on how to make $250,000 in real estate. It's down here. And then I do 3 calls. This one, Top Tools Get More Listings, Facebook and Google ads, and Get Started. I definitely recommend Get Started for practically everybody because especially if you're new to us, you need to watch that call. So these are the live classes. You can sign up on leadgenwebinars.com, but we also have a super cool YouTube channel and all of our classes are on this channel. So I'm going to send this link to you as well. And everything, the classes that I told you that I do, they're on there. The classes that Scott does, they're on there. So I definitely recommend that you take a little of your downtime and you invest it in learning how to leverage our platform, right? That's the shortest way and sweetest way I can say it. Here is 2 weeks ago, I did Top Tools to Get More Listings, which we're going to dive into again today. Facebook and Google ads, I recommend that you check out the couple of versions of that. And if you're just new to us, watch the Get Started class over here. That's just really important because I talk about all the things that you got to turn on to get your stuff going, right? Turn on all the automation. We keep adding new tools and there's a good portion of you that are not using the current tools that we've created for you. So watching Get Started, you'll know what you're missing. Before we get into this, I'm going to do a quick search here from somebody that came in the mastermind group. It was a while ago. And she asked a very simple question. Who here gets 2 listings a month strictly from listings to lead? And that's a fair question. She wasn't really much of a client at the time, but she just wanted to know. And a lot of our clients jumped in to answer her question, right? And I want to point out one of our responses that we really want to make sure everybody understands, especially for this particular call. Oh, my mouse is acting crazy. Dustin Fox says, we average 2 listings from each marketed listing, all from L to L tools with Facebook ads, mailers, and open houses, trying to get that up to about 3 this year. So what it's saying is every time I market a listing, I get 2 to 3 more listings. Okay. And that's really what I want to point out to you is we're a complete marketing system, right? And when we create tools to help you market listings, we've got call to actions all over the place. There are a lot of great companies out there. I'm sure you work for some of them that create a lot of tools that sound just like ours. E-flyers, single property websites, landing pages. It's just your great companies have many things to do. Listings to Leads has one thing to do, and that is create tools that capture leads. And we keep doing that and refining that year after year, now for 13 years. And we're good at capturing leads. The challenge for you is, can you use the tools? Can you get these really effective tools in your market? And if you can, which is not too difficult, that's going to work out pretty well for you. So all that being said, if you're marketing a listing, there are a lot of hooks in there to get you more listings on that same one, right? So when we talk about how the ways to capture listings, there's really three sections that it's really two, but listings and ads are really where the tools are. Landing pages are super important to this discussion, and we'll probably start there. And then there are PDF guides, which we've created for you, but getting them into the market is the question. And so we're going to talk about these sections here. Let's start with landing pages. And guys, where are you? I'm not even sure where you are. Where's the city that you're focused on that you would want to see a landing page? And let me say this, just give me the name of the city and state. You have unlimited landing pages. Oh, Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, let's start with Charlotte. And if you don't mind, on Charlotte, what's like a big, what do you call it? What does everybody know in Charlotte, right? So if you're going to type that in, I'm going to say this. And so everybody creates a landing page the same way. And before I create this one, you should all be creating, like, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe even 10 landing pages for home value. So how do you do that? You click create landing page, green button. Property Valuation Plus is our home value page. And I'm going to just type in the word Charlotte. And I asked, what's a big landmark? And Karen says, the Bank of America Stadium, right? So all you do is you type in the name correctly, you capitalize it, you click create a landing page. And while that's baking over there, I'm going to go to Google and say B of A Stadium. And there it is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. Now, this you may not want to do this, but since we're talking, I just want to make sure we're doing this. And so I'm going to click on images. I'm going to click on tools. Sorry. Size. We want a large picture. You really want a picture that's about 1900 to 2000 pixels wide. Okay. And so I'm going to click on this one. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it's 1800 pixels wide. Now, there are questions about, is this copyrighted or whatever? And so you have to be cognizant of that. But we're just quickly moving along so we can show you how to do all this. Let's see. That last view was giving a different thing here. I really don't want that cancel. Sorry. Give me a second here, guys. That was a difficult one to get. Let's stop wasting time here. Sorry, guys. Normally we would want a picture, and ideally you've taken that picture with your own phone, but you can also buy it. But when you create a landing page, we're going to drop you on the editor, and it's going to look like this. And you want to make sure and customize your landing page before you use it, right? Because this is what the landing page does for home values. It says, what's your address? And then it says, what's your contact info? And you're getting this page in front of people, however you decide to do that. The problem is that if you're using this on social media or you're using it online, you're going to have a problem because people don't know who you are, right? So if they don't know who you are, and you're just asking them for their contact information online, you know how that's going to work, right? Most of us don't want spam, and we don't know if we're getting a scam, all that stuff, right? So that's the first thing you got to think of is, how am I going to convey to these people that I know their area? And did I save this? Maybe I didn't save it. And so the photograph is the first thing. And I'm gonna show you something. So I set up the offices around the country. And when I set up Coldwell Banker in Summit, New Jersey, I do training calls. I do the rollout calls for the agents and all that. And they called me a month later and say, listen, the number one landing page for home valuations in our area is the one with the Summit Diner, right? And you can see this old Summit Diner. It's like the local shop, right? Where you get your eggs on the weekend and all that. And that's, I really want to convey that. I want you to remember that because a lot of people think, let's put the $1 million home on the cover of this page and that's going to work. And that doesn't necessarily work because it's not conveying that you know the area. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're letting people know that their area. So some big landmark, and we were trying to figure that out on the web and I couldn't figure it out. So it's smart if you all of your smartphones, if you hold them horizontally, they're going to shoot a photo big enough and then just upload it. And there you go. So once you've created the page, the first thing I want you to be aware of is there's a button up here that says advanced options and it says print marketing. So there's 3 areas to capture listing leads. One is in print, one is in social media, and one is from your CRM. Now, not all of you have big, deep databases in your CRM, so that might not be effective. So then it's really going to become a question of what kind of ads can you run and get in front of people and what kind of print strategy, okay? Now, if you know anything about online ads, and I think a lot of you are online leads, you know that there is a certain level of quality and that they just basically don't all convert like super fast, right? But print can be very different because print, you can target those people, right? First of all, the simplest way is to say, I'm going to target everybody that lives next to the home that I'm selling, right? And this letter is not for that. This is really like a letter that you would send out as like a monthly snapshot of the market, right? So one smart thing to do if you're going to apply a print strategy is get a list of homeowners in your area, okay? Now, there are companies that do this. Remind is one that a lot of companies know. I don't really think you need to. Remind will say, here's your score. Here's the score for their likelihood to sell, high, medium, low. I honestly don't think you should worry about that. I don't know of the validity of that score. What you really need is who are the homeowners. Now, let me tell you, we've got clients that use people that have owned their homes for more than 5 years, and that seems to be a good technique. Get a list of everybody that owns a home for more than 5 years. You might get it from your title partner. Might get it from Remind. You might get it from your MLS, wherever. Get it and start mailing letters like this to that market once a month, right? And I didn't show you, but before you download it, you can click this pencil and edit it. And you can say 10 homes sold in Charlotte last month. And that makes 30 for the year. And the median price is here. And then just let it rip. Just get it into the market. It's a really simple letter. Let's see here. Mita just sold. But yeah, Mita, hold on to your concept of just sold ads because we're not talking about ads just yet. We're talking about print letters that are created on the back of the home sold report. Okay. And you get that by creating a landing page. So we're really right now not talking about ads. We're talking about landing pages and that you all must create landing pages for every one of your farm markets. Okay. That's a must. Once you've created that, you now know that there's a letter back there in the advanced options section that you can mail out into the area. And I really think the highest quality leads for listings, and if you're distracted, listen to what I'm going to tell you. If you get a high quality list of homeowners with equity and you start mailing our letters to them on a consistent basis, like once or twice a month, you're going to get the highest quality leads from that. And by highest quality, I mean leads that actually turn into listings. Now, somebody was asking, Mita's asking about ads, and we're going to talk about ads. But I can just tell you right off the bat, the quality of those leads are probably going to be less quality than that. And then Claudia says, is there a postcard version of this? And I think there is. Yeah. So right here is postcards. So we've already got that built for you if you want a postcard version of that same thing. And it's easier and usually cheaper to do that. And we even have a door hanger, right? So that letter, and don't forget, you've created a landing page for every one of your farm markets. You now have letters for all of that. Yeah, EDM will do that for you. You can send the design, they'll send them out. So definitely, I recommend, we all think live online now, but there's a huge importance and value of having a solid print strategy. And when it comes to getting listings, I think it's like critically important. I think if you don't have a print strategy, a consistent one, you're leaving money on the table. Okay. So first is you create the landing page. Second is you get that letter out. Do a postcard. Claudia is saying that. But another simple way to think of this, I'm going to jump out of my account. I'm going to jump into another account, is to run ads. So a simple way to get to that landing page in front of people is to run ads. Okay. So I'm going to jump out of my account. I'm going to go into a recent Office account that I set up. And we'll look at the kinds of ads you can run. What is KW Carolina? What is the problem here? There we go. Let's see if that works. Now, this is a team account that I set up right around Halloween last year, right? So this is about 10 weeks old. And on the ad side, they have some incredible results. And let's look at them together. Claudio, I see your question. I'm going to answer it in just a moment. So this account's been live for 10 weeks. They're unusual because they have a large budget. They have spent $15,000 and in that amount of time have generated 5,000 buyer leads. Their business pages have been seen over 1 million times. So if you're in the Carolinas, I can tell you these guys are very serious about pulling leads out of the Carolinas. They've run 156 ads and they are basically spending somewhere between 100 and 150 per ad. Now, anybody can do this, right? Any of our clients can do this, but this particular client they have one job, and that is to get leads to their agents. I think a very important piece is, of course, 5,000 leads dispersed around their agents. It's great. But the fact that their business pages are being seen 1 million times in 90 days is significant. If they carry on with this, they are going to have a huge branding advantage over everybody else out there because, yeah, you've got companies that might advertise on TV, but these people are being seen right now 1 million times in a quarter of a year. That's pretty awesome. So anyway, we're here. Before we run this and show you how to run these ads, somebody asked, Claudia, is it better to do a postcard or a letter? Okay, so we know now that on the back of the landing pages are a postcard and a letter. I'm going to tell you this story. The short answer is the postcard is better. Okay, that's just the short answer. And I want you to look at these 3 names in the mastermind group because these guys are going to tell you, Dustin Fox will tell you he got 10 listings from mailing 250 homes. The trick for him is he mailed it first class, so he knew people would open it. Okay. He even after very quickly realized if he pays somebody to handwrite the envelopes, he gets better results. And that is a longer answer to the question of, does a postcard outperform a letter? The question is, do people stop and look at that thing? And I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of mail and I probably get 4 times as much junk mail as real mail, right? There's just all kinds of junk in my mailbox when I clean it out. And sometimes I clean out that junk mail before I even get in the house, right? It doesn't even come in the house. So I feel in my gut like postcards get tossed out. In my house, they do. I know in Scott's house, he reads them all, but he's reading it just to see what other people do. I frankly don't care what other realtors do because I know that the only realtors that count are the ones that are doing something consistently. And so what people are doing in general just doesn't interest me. But that being said, when our clients take these letters and they use them consistently with a targeted list, they get great results. This guy pulls 5 listings in 3 months, not with postcards. Nobody is coming to us and saying, oh my God, your postcards are killing it. What they are telling us time and time again is your letters are killing it. Look at these 3 names: Chris Winstead, Dustin Fox. See what they're saying in the group. Alicia tells us over and over, she does them with bright colored envelopes. And I've been used to train our clients on this all the time. If your stuff looks like junk mail, it's just not going to get opened. If it's custom and it looks like, oh, who is this? I got to look at it. Alicia will just tell you over and over again, this is what works for her. Really, in my mind, the long answer is, can you get a custom looking envelope, and can you market it to a tailored list of people with equity? If you do those 2 things, it's got to be, that's the best you can do. That's just the best you can do. So you got a couple questions here. What do I think conversion? I can tell you the conversion, I don't actually ever answer conversion because it requires that, first of all of you agents convert the same. If you don't, many of agents don't even follow up with leads. So I know they're not converting at all. And then there are others that do follow up with leads for 48 hours, and then that's about as far as they go. So generally speaking, and this is why I usually lead with this tool, this converts the fastest. You're not going to get 50 leads from mailing a letter out. Okay. You're going to get a handful of leads, but if you work on these, you're going to convert them. They're the highest likelihood of converting. Whereas I could say, hey, why don't you take that landing page and go connect your Facebook stuff and run an ad on that home value page. And yes, you'll probably get leads. They probably won't be the highest quality leads. That's the problem, right? It's easy. You could do it in no time. You just type in the name of your favorite town, like Charlotte, and you make sure that that picture looks like Charlotte. And you know how you can do that. And yeah, you'll get leads, right? That will be cool. You'll get leads from that, but they won't be the highest quality leads. And that's because you can't really target. So this reminds me of our super fan YouTube channel. And I want everybody, if they want to get high quality leads from Facebook, they got to find my old calls that I did about 6 months ago. Let's go scroll down here and look. And you'll know when you found out because it's February now. So maybe it's 7 months ago. And you'll see under it, it says the best way to get listings from Facebook and a new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. I talk about this a few times, but in these 2 calls, I go in depth to explain what it is. So I'll explain, if you really want listings in your business, I would recommend that you watch these 2 calls, because you're going to need to figure out how you have all the systems, all the ways to get seller leads, that you're using them all, because they're all going to convert differently. And if you really want more listings in 2023, you're going to have to apply these tools. Okay. Yeah. So somebody's asking, if we want to run a video, can we target smaller area? No. And that's what this thing right here, this tells you how to target. These 2 videos tell you how to target in a high quality way, in the way that Facebook doesn't do. And so I'll give you the short answer of how you do it. You go to ads and you create a custom audience. So you know how I said, go buy a list of homeowners and use it in your mailing? Well, use the same list right here. This is going to create an audience that you name. You could call it Charlotte homeowners, right? And I don't know where you got the list. You can get it from Remind. You can get it from your title or your lender people, whatever. But it has to be 1,000 names long. And you upload it right here. We show you right here what that spreadsheet's got to look like. It's got to be in that format. And then you can target these people when you run your ads. So it doesn't matter if you want to embed video or if you want to run a sold property ad or you want to run an ad on any of our PDF guides, you're going to want to keep targeting these same people. And imagine this. Imagine that you go to Remine and you buy a list of 10,000 homeowners in Charlotte that have owned their homes for more than 5 years. That's probably a realistic number. I don't really know how big Charlotte is, but you've got a list of 10,000 people and you're mailing them every month or twice a month. So they're getting familiar with your brand and you're targeting the same list on Facebook so that when you run an ad and you say, hey, here's my landing page for free home values on Charlotte, and I haven't created for them here, but we should. Basically, you're branding in front of them in two different ways, in print, in their mailbox, and on social media. You're likely going to have higher results if you can do that, right? That's why large companies do that, right? They advertise in your junk mail, they advertise on the TV, even radio, and even on social media. And over time, that branding starts to work for you. And that's really the point, right? So yeah, you could take that and you could say, hey, I want to retarget custom audience. And if you had a list of, if it said Charlotte, which we don't have it, we do have a list here because they have retargeting turned on. So this is what it would look like. Whatever the name of your title, your audience would be, it would go right here. Okay. And so let's see. I want to stop and feel free to ask questions. I got a couple here that I want to answer. And somebody asked a question about video. So what we did here is I was showing you how to create a landing page and I showed you that you could upload a video, right? You could upload a photograph, right? And so here I put a photograph in the background. There's also this section here. If you click on custom, because we want to customize it for custom page content. And if you do that and you click video, you can go right over to you can create a video, right? You can create a video on your smartphone, right? And you could say, hey, actually, I'm going to do this one in Raleigh. This is in Raleigh. You can create a video and you can upload it to YouTube. And once it sits there, you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go get my video link, just like I'm going to do right here. If I can make it happen. Give me a second here. I'm copying the web address.
Raleigh in good shape. Is everybody Raleigh friendly? Is Raleigh pretty much the fastest?
So anyway, we're just grabbing a random video, right? And we're going to edit it. And we clicked on custom. And now I can paste that YouTube link right here and save it. And so if you're making your own video content, you can do that, right? You can snap it right in there and that video is going to be right there, right? And that's a great thing. You could also put a video on the complete back end of this, like the whole page would be a video. These are both cool things to do. But if you're creating your own content, you want to get a message like, hey, I've sold 50 homes in this area last year, and this is what I see, and market prices are moving. Fill this out if you want your answer, right? And then you run an ad on it. You go over here after you customize it. Say, okay, now that I customized that thing, I'm going to go run an ad on Facebook. And let me ask this question. Let me know how many of you have run ads on Facebook before. Now, just give me a yes or no, and I will know. Okay. And I ask this question because a lot of people have run ads on Facebook. And a lot of people have run ads on this very topic. What is your homework? So a lot of people here saying, yes, and years ago, because I've been training on Facebook advertising since Facebook invented advertising, literally, like we've been here longer than they've had an ad platform. And when it became viable and could help our clients, we started training on it. And I was training on Facebook advertising, I want to say every week for many years. And really, what a nightmare, because trying to train a bunch of people around the country of this is how you use Facebook. And by the way, Facebook changes their website about every week. So if I trained you last week, it might look different this week. That was just brutal. Now we have their software and we've made Facebook ads super easy. And I got a bunch of people on this call right now saying they've run ads on Facebook. Let me ask this question. How many of you have run ads on Google? Just a yes or no. How many have run ads on Google before? No. Oh, I got some yes. So it's almost like a 50-50, right? Yeah. A lot of people have not run. I'm surprised there's actually a lot of people who have run. There's a lot of people on the call today. Here's the thing about Facebook and Google that we all need to understand. Facebook has been awesome for capturing leads because the average American adult spends about 40 minutes every day scrolling down, looking at pictures of their friends, of their grandchildren, of sports, where their friends are going on vacation, what they're eating, the goofy stuff that everybody puts on social media. It's here. But it's so compelling that the average American spends 40 minutes every day looking at this. Okay. And so if you run an ad and says, hey, would you like to know your home value? Or, hey, I've got an open house, or we just sold something or whatever. If I have an interest in real estate, I might respond to that ad. And that's why Facebook has been so interesting and effective in capturing leads. But do you guys know the number one website in the country and in the world? It's Google, right? And 86% of all questions asked on the internet as of today, and today is 13th, right now, the number one place is Google, 86%. So if I have a question like, where's the top hotels in Manhattan? Or what's the best restaurant in town? Where can I get tacos nearby? Or how do I sell my home? I don't go ask that question on Facebook. I ask it right here. And it sounds like a lot of you do not know how to take advantage of that, right? So how do you take advantage of that? And let me tell you, you can actually do searches on what's the top trending searches in real estate right now. And I can tell you a top search has these words: sell my home. Now, I'm living in Lafayette, California. Okay. I'm about 30 minutes east of San Francisco. And these people here, I don't know if you can see it, it says ad. These people all have ads in my community, right? I don't know who they are, but there they are. I asked the question, sell my home. And here's somebody saying, hey, they buy home, right? And here's somebody else, any condition, right? So let's just click on. When you click on an ad like this, it's driving the consumer, in this case, I'm a consumer, to their landing page. Okay. There we are. What's your address? What's your phone number? Get my cash offer, right? Real simple. That's all it is. What do you have to take advantage of the number one website where people ask questions about real estate? What do you have going on? Does anybody on this call have any ad strategy for Google for real estate? And if you can't, just put 2 words, like 3 words about it. Because that is the number one website in the country where people are asking questions about real estate. All right. And if you create any of landing pages for any farm market, you could say, I want to run an ad on that. And now I have one. You could even embed your video on that. It's not going to be visible on the ad. It's just going to be there when they hit the landing page. So I could type in Raleigh and I can see the link where we're going to drive people to, right? I can see it right here. So I know that people are going to land on this page. And I know the ad's going to look like this, right? So when I said I did a search here, let me do it one more time. How do I sell my home? So when I run a search on Google, all these ads are here, right? If I've got an ad and I'm targeting everybody that lives in Raleigh, it's going to look like that. So if I do that kind of search, oh yeah, somebody's saying no, is it good? Karen, good. So you can run ads. Now, I do want to point something out, and you really got to pay attention to this. For some reason, we have a daily budget of $10. I recommend that you change that to $20. I also recommend that you don't run this ad. Again, it just doesn't make any sense to me, but have your ad run for 5 days or a week. Okay. especially because you guys have never run ads on Google. And we haven't run ads on Google. This is really new software. So but I can tell you that seller ads are very likely could cost more than $10, right? Google sets that price. This is called pay per click advertising. Okay. So when your ad is here, you're paying $10 a click. You saw me just click something right there. I don't know what that guy's paying for on his ad. I don't want to click it anymore because he's going to get charged every time I click on it. For him, he's hoping that every time somebody clicks, they're going to fill out that page, right? So this language right here has got to be meaningful to get me to click that thing. And then the landing page that I land on has got to be meaningful, right? So here, you might have a video saying exactly why you need to get your home value right now, right? And this ad is going to make that ad in that text version look like that, right? So we're showing you what the ad's going to look like, okay? Again, I recommend everybody gets their head straight with this and that you start running ads on landing pages for home valuations. That's like minimum that you should do. If you do it for 1 week out of a month, great. Learn your results and please share your results in the mastermind group. Okay. Like we would want to know, people are going to want to know. And I think there's a learning curve. I can see it. I can see the questions coming in the support team. Everybody's trying to understand what's going on. Now, here's another great thing about ads when it comes to sellers. We have 80 PDF guides. Okay. And you can run ads on either Facebook or Google. Now, I would tell you, like, we've certainly had clients doing this, but I think that the Google has higher quality leads. I actually know this. They have higher quality leads than Facebook. So you could go over here and go, hey, I want to run ads for buyers. I actually think getting buyer leads is best on Facebook. Getting seller leads is best on Google. So again, since this call is focused on how to get listings, I would tell you there's 40 different PDF guides for homeowners. And you can decide which one you want to run on. I'm going to do one here just so we can learn about it. I know there's one down here on divorce and real estate. Where is it? Right here. Now, there is a little white button. You can download this, and I recommend that you download these if you want. You can read it. They're high-level reports. I'm going to click on create an ad. You're going to see that you are branded on every page of every report. Okay. So you can see it's about divorce and real estate. And you would want to do this in your same area, right? Where you're marketing consistently. And you can click the link. Let's click the link and see what happens. We actually create a landing page automatically for the PDF guide, and we put it there. So when they click on it, there's a quick video saying, hey, you got to fill this out and download it for free right now. That's what this landing page is doing. Okay. So we know what we're driving to. And now we know if we run ads and we make a $20 ad and it's 5 days, Google's going to say 10 people clicked your ad. And that means they landed on here. And that's when you have to go, okay, I got 5 leads or I got no leads. Either way, please let us know over here in the mastermind group and say, hey, I ran an ad on Google. It was for this kind of PDF guide. I got 10 leads or I got 0 leads. If it's 0 leads, it's really a point for us to say, we need to upgrade this landing page. Because if you got 10 clicks and no leads, that means this landing page is not converting. This landing page converts right now, but I haven't had a lot of people using it on Google. So we're all going to figure that out, right? So you're going to change this to $20. And I want to teach you a little bit about this. This is getting a little bit techie and in the weeds, but it's food for thought. If you click on advanced options, which you don't need to, you're going to see all the words that we're putting here, right? Divorce and real estate, sell home for divorce. And this is how we think about it. And we're leaving something really critical on the table. And I'm just going to share this with you because you're just learning about Google. These keywords are what your ads are responding to. And you know what? People are not going to be thinking about divorce and real estate first. They're going to be thinking maybe about divorce attorneys, right? If I'm thinking about divorce, probably thinking about an attorney first. And if you put that keyword in there and they type in divorce attorney, your little thing, oh, by the way, divorce and real estate. And that's like, oh, wow, wait a minute. Yeah, what's going to happen there? And now you've got a free guide to help that. So that's a little bit about how keywords work. And that's how our got 40 PDF guides for homeowners. You can run it on Google, and there's a good reason to do that. You can also run the same PDF guide on Facebook, right? And you know that here you are, create a PDF guide. You could focus on sellers, and you could say, hey, what else is really happening? Prices. It's different. I'm about to say it's different across the country. There are places where homes are sitting on the market longer, and there are places in the country where homes are starting to sell again really quick. But if this is relevant to your market, like, you need to watch your pricing. Over here in San Francisco, we're, for the first time in a long time, having homes sell below asking. That's a crazy concept over here. But mortgage rates, tech layoffs, all that's happening. This might be great for San Francisco, right? Something that people would want to know because they can read the paper, like homes are selling. So what's the danger, right? And that article was written there for you to get in front of the market, right? So you can go, yes, all these leads go into listings to leads. We also can convert. You can go here on your profile and connect your CRM. And we cover all that on our YouTube channel in the Get Started call. So you definitely want to make sure you're doing that. So yeah, if you're running an ad on Facebook or Google, we're still going to email you the lead. And if you got your CRM configured on your profile, we're going to dump it in there at the very same time. Okay. So now we know that we can run ads on Facebook and on Google for landing pages and for PDF guides, right? Any questions about that we've just talked about, like running landing page ads and running PDF guide ads? You can do it on both Facebook and Google. I think you're going to get higher quality leads from Google. Okay. Now, I did ask a question a few minutes ago about who here's run an ad on Google. And oddly enough, about 50% of you answered that you have, and 50% of you answered that you haven't. I've been asking this question for months, and really it's been like 1 out of 20 agents. That's what I've been seeing. Like 1 out of 20 agents has run an ad on Google. And if you have not run an ad on Google, I want you to come over here to this YouTube channel, our page, and go down here. A couple weeks ago, I always do a class on Facebook and Google ads. This one, where is it? It's a Facebook and Google ad class. And it actually says how to create. It was pretty recent. It's not 3 months ago. So it's somewhere in here. But it's how to create a Google account. Okay. Oh, right over here. 1 month ago. Top tools to get more listings. How to create a Google account and run an ad on it. You should watch that because you can watch how to run an ad on Google. And guess what? It's really ugly and complicated. And you can see, because I've been running ads on Google in our software, and it's really easy. The nature of what we do. We make things easy for realtors, right? So we got a couple questions here. Leads going to Claudio is asking money, and the Google ad software is not free. It's $30 a month. The Facebook ad software is free. And because we've had it for years, we know it is part of our system. My guess is in the next year or two, we're just going to increase the price and build in the Google cost. Okay. But right now it's new. We're still testing it out. We're charging. It makes Google ads super simple, and it's got completely automated with landing pages and PDF guides. And so it's a value for doing that. When we do create an audience in listings to leads, how do we connect that list to Facebook? Merlin, that happens automatically. So when you click here, you name the audience, you get your list, you upload it here, and then you import, and it will live in your Facebook account. It will not live in listings to leads. And then when you're running ads, you can always target that list, right? Also, if you ever leave us, let's say, Merlene, you go and you create your custom audience, and you say, you know what, Scott and Vince are out of their mind. I'm out of here. I quit. And you cancel our account. Your list is still going to live in your Facebook account. You can always retarget that list over time. Okay. And let's see over here. Let me see what I got here. I think I missed a question. So feel free if you've got questions. Yeah. How many mailers at a time? I'm not talking about 10,000. No. Most of our clients, Sam, they mail out 100 or 200 at a time. And a lot of our clients will get these letters and they'll mail them. They'll do an open house and they'll mail them. So Karen asked, the MLS provides address, but can you repeat how to get phone numbers and emails? I don't think a list of addresses will help you. You need an address for Facebook. You need a name, email, and phone number. If you can get a name and email or a name and phone number, Facebook can figure it out. But for mailing, obviously, you just need the name and the address. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about Facebook, because there's something here that we can do that you can do. Let's see, the custom audience changes daily. No, that does not change. Do we upload the entire list again? Say it lives in your account, Claudia. So once you upload the custom audience, it will always live in your Facebook account. Okay. It'll be in your business manager or ad manager, whatever. So Facebook, you can do something else that is also, I think, really smart and effective, and to get listing. And that is to run ads on sold properties and properties under contract. So let's do sold property first. So just flick the status once you've sold the property to sold. All right. And we pre-written the ad. You just publish. And this is going to get leads with name, email, and phone number, pre-populated by the Facebook profile. Okay. So that can work really for you. That gets, those leads cost around $6 to $7. It's a 1-week ad. It's $50. If they're charging you $6 a lead, you're probably going to get around 9 leads. Okay. You can also run ads on properties that are under contract. Now, I was doing a training call for an office. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry. They're saying, well, it's okay in the rules, like our MLS rules allow that, but I don't know if the client would like that. You use your common sense of what's going to work in your market. But if you run an ad on a home that is under contract, and let's assume that your MLS thinks it's okay and your client doesn't care, you're going to be able to get really low cost leads, because Facebook sets the price per lead. It's a $50 ad for 1 week, but they don't price these very high. And so these leads we've seen come back at $2.40 and $2.50. Okay. So if you're spending $50 and they're charging you $2.50 an ad, a lead, you're going to get 20 leads, as opposed to running a PDF guide ad, which they charge $10 a lead. And if you run a landing page ad, the home value landing page, Facebook charges the most. That's like often $12 to $15 a lead. Same $50 ad, now you're going to get 3 leads. I think there's a value to run all these kinds of ads. Obviously, you want to watch your budget, because your money goes further with certain kinds of things. But I also think you need to really split your ad money between Facebook and Google, especially if it's listings that you're after, right? So let's see here. Okay. Do we upload the entire list again? No, you don't do that. How many audiences can you have? I think it's unlimited. I've never heard of a limit. I think you should all have at least 5 audiences, assuming you have 5 markets, right? 5 farm markets. As we get new leads, we simply upload the complete list again. No, Claudio, once you've turned on the retargeting and custom audiences, which will be an ad, it'll be a yellow message right here where I'm highlighting this. Once you've done that, anytime you get a new lead from us, we automatically add it to your custom audience list. Okay. And let's do one here. Let's do an ad on a property that is under contract. And where I thought I saw it. Yeah. Here's a property that's under contract. And I'm going to click create an ad. It's pre-written. You could customize the text if you want a little bit, but it's not really critical. And down here, it says custom audience. And if you say, I want to do my L to L audience, because we do have a listings to leads audience, L to L, and just send it to your whole audience, right? Your whole. So what this audience here, we create when you turn on retargeting, and every lead that you get goes in. Okay. Now, Facebook won't typically allow you to use this unless you have more than 1,000 leads in that file. This client has 5,000 leads, so they can keep retargeting. And retargeting is smart. I've been talking to you in terms of you get a high quality listing lead list of homeowners, and that means you're targeting them. But also, if you're retargeting your old leads, you're likely going to get them to close. They're going to see you their ads 5 or 6 times, and they're going to get your drip campaign. And maybe you're mailing to them, and they're like, you know what, we need to do a deal. And this person, I know they exist. That's a real complete strategy. Okay. Of that. Now let's talk about listings, because we haven't talked about listings, and listings actually have the number one tool. So you can use what I'm about to show you, even if you're borrowing a listing. So you might borrow a listing from and use the grab listing and pull it in. And you might want to borrow one if you are having an open house. Like if somebody says, hey, would you market? I'm going to do this one that's sold. But if somebody says, hey, would you go and sit at this open house? If you're going to do that, grab the listing and pull it in here. And the first thing you should do is get this nearby homeowner letter. This is the number one tool that we have for creating listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So when I was telling you, like, people are buying lists and they're mailing these letters, they're really mailing this letter. Let's look at it. It's not very complicated. This home just sold. Go here and find out about it. That affects your home value. Go here and get your free home value. It's really simple. It's not artificial intelligence, nothing like that. And when this is open house, it's going to say, hey, we have open house this Saturday, 1 to 4. Come check it out. Go to that website and check it out. And that's going to affect your home value. A lot of our clients use this letter twice per listing, on the early stage, like just listed or open house, and again when it's sold, because our clients like those leads. When I mentioned Chris Winstead here, and Chris is like, yeah, I mail this letter every 2 weeks and I get 5 listings in 3 months. It's this letter. And he says, once they opt in on this home value piece, once they take this piece of paper in their house and they go to their computer and they type in that web address and they give me their address and their email, I know they are a very serious lead. So I hit them up every week with letters left at the door, email, and phone calls every week. So it's not like an ad where you're going to get 50 leads. You're not going to get that many leads from this print letter, but these are the highest quality leads because you're hitting a targeted list. And there's very few people that are going to click on that, take that piece of paper to their own computer, type in that web address, and go through that exercise. That's why that's the highest quality leads you're going to get, even higher quality than a Google ad. So you can also, there's another very cool tool that you can use only if it's your property. And if it's your property and your clients on Facebook. So let me show it to you. We email this to you automatically. If you're a client with listings, you're getting these tools. If you're like most of our clients, you're ignoring this tool. But it's super powerful that I'm just going to show it to you. You email this to your client, you call them for 5 seconds and you say, hey, would you put this on your wall for me? And here's what it looks like. It says, our home just sold and we want to recommend to you your office for doing a great job. Here's your phone number and email address in front of all my friends and family and colleagues on Facebook. It's basically a pre-written testimonial. If their friends have any curiosity, maybe they own a home, they can click on that and we're going to drive them to a page that after a few seconds is going to offer them a free. So this is very different from an ad, because an ad is like doing a 15-mile radius of people who don't know you. But in our world, these people at least know your client. right? So this is a much higher quality lead for you. It is the tool that is automatically created. You should be using it at every stage. Okay. And if you've got a big database, a big CRM of people, you should be using this letter. It's called the e-flyer for your database at least once every week or two. Here, I got something sold. If you click on it, you know I'm going to go over there and become a lead, and it's going to affect your home value. Go here, you know what that's all about, listing leads. So the same e-flyer is going to get both buyer and seller leads for you. Now, one more thing, since we're talking about getting listings, you should all, let me ask you this, just a quick yes or no answer. Do you know that we have a listing presentation ready for you? It's at the top of the listings page. I'm going to download it right now. You should all get off this call and go download that. Now, it's right here. Let me ask, does anybody have any questions about what we've been going on? I covered a lot of topics today. So any questions about that? Oh, you downloaded it already. Awesome. It's really great. You should look at it. It's going to have your colors on it. It's going to have your logo, and you should have it for you just to know everything that we can do, that you can do with our system. Half of this stuff we're doing automatically for you, so you don't need to worry about it. But you put this in front of somebody, they're not going to be there. It's really tough to compete against all this stuff. Right. So you need to be able to speak through this, to speak to this, because this is what we're going to help you do with your listings. And this is going to help you close listing appointments. As we get new, okay, got it. So let's see. Any questions, everybody? And I want to ask, since you're on the listing, I have a question on blogging WordPress. How do you use this? The WordPress, if we go to listings, let's go to listings here. And by the way, we're running the top of the hour. I want to ask you all a favor. Scott and I are trying to do some marketing for the new year, and we definitely want your feedback on our platform. I'm going to send this link to you right now. And to say thank you, we're going to look at the videos and we're going to give the 2 best videos. I'm going to send this to everybody right now, a free month. We're just going to refund you a month, right? You'll also be in this contest to win some super cool prize. You can see all the prizes over here. But we always appreciate the feedback, but this is something that we are going to want to do and use in our own marketing. So there's that. Please, I sent that to everybody. If this presentation is helping you, or if the platform is helping you, we definitely would appreciate your feedback there. So there was this question about WordPress. So on the listings, we have blog posts. And if you're using WordPress, you can take this content, which is basically HTML, and copy it here and paste it as a blog post. You can't quite see it here. Let's see if we can. Let's see. There are free home values. Follow this home. There's a lead capture built in these blog posts. So if you're a blogger, you should copy the code and paste it on your blogs, because they just have lead capture, right? And it's already written and it's got pictures, right? And so that's all there for you. Again, it's going to match your branding and things like that. But that I definitely recommend. So if you're a WordPress blogger, you already know about that. So that's going to be part of it. So you can take this content is really designed for you. Okay. So let's see. Any other questions right now? That's the end of my story, everybody. We've talked about listings. We've talked about the kinds of ads you should run. We've talked about Google. We've talked about all the PDF guides and landing pages. That's a lot of tools, right? That is a lot of tools. And honestly, you should leave this call thinking of, how am I going to apply these tools on a weekly basis, right? Maybe one week you do an ad. Maybe next week you do a different kind of ad. Maybe one week out of the month, you get a mailing out, right? And maybe one week out of the month, you're doing Google, but you need to do all those things. You want to have a listing machine that's working for you, right? I'm assuming that's why you're on this call. And that, what you're looking at right here, what we just talked about for an hour, is got all the parts of the machine that you need. If there's another great way to get listings in real estate, we will be on top of it and we will add it to this. Carlene just asked, is this being recorded? It is being recorded. It will be on our YouTube channel probably tomorrow. I'm going to send this to you, to everybody. So this is going to show up in your chat panel right now. This is a link to this call, to this channel. This call is being recorded and it's there, but I do this call every 2 weeks. You should look at the past ones too, Carly. Any other questions for anybody? I hope this helps. Get in the mastermind. I did send an invite to everybody to get in the group. If you didn't get that, ask the support team and they'll definitely help you out. Thanks everybody for joining. I hope this helps you. Let me know if we can do anything for you. All right. Take care, everybody. Oh, and have a happy Valentine's Day.